Hello everybody, I am 13 and we are going to be doing some Blasphemous Act tonight. So this is rated M for me. Technically it can be viable. We do have some very powerful synergies going on, but we're basically running Stuffy Doll and Blasphemous Act, which is super jank. So yeah, keep that in mind. What we're doing tonight though is Blasphemous Act, 9 mana. Deals 13 damage to each creature, but costs 1 less for each creature on the battlefield. So potentially red, nuke everything for 13 damage. We also end up getting to run the more expensive, harder to pull off version, Chain Reaction. It'll deal X damage to each creature, where X is the number of creatures on the battlefield. Kind of similar effect as we get higher up. It'll cost a full 4 mana. And then our primary win condition here is actually going to be Boros Reckoner. So Boros Reckoner reads whenever it's dealt that much damage, it deals that much damage to target creature or player. So ideally, we have Boros Reckoner on the field. We nuke everything for 13. We redirect 13. Sorry, not redirect. We also ping opponent for 13. And then hopefully we win there. But we have a couple of different options. So we also get Spite Mare, pretty similar effect, 4 mana for a 3/3, and the new True Fire Captain, which is 4 mana for a 4/3 with Mentor. Not going to be overly relevant, but same effect. And then we have Swans of Bryn Argol. This reads whenever a source would deal damage to it, prevent it. The source's controller draws cards equal to the amount of damage prevented this way. So, if you notice, we have 4 lightning bolts, 4 lightning helixes, multiple ways to hit swans, multiple ways to draw additional cards, hopefully draw into the combo. We also end up running a couple of fun of cards, Soulfire Grandmaster. If we nuke the entire board for 13 damage apiece, Soulfire Grandmaster can gain us literally 100 life pretty easily. Soulfire Grandmaster is also going to allow us to rebuy our Lightning Bolts and Lightning Helixes. And then, as an additional way to get creatures onto the battlefield, we run Forbidden Orchard. Whenever we tap it for mana, we get any color, but opponent also gets a 1/1 colorless spirit token, which does not have flying. So we can use this to generate a mana, give our opponent a creature, reduce the cost of Blasphemous Act by 1, and then nuke the board. So, a couple of fun of cards here. I'm not expecting to make a whole lot of progress, but this deck is blowing crap up. Welcome back, Seraphix. Yep, we are running Spice. Of course, the dream here is hopefully have out 2 of these effects and basically just shoot opponent for 26 out of nowhere. But we are just going to Fire and Brimstone, burn the board. Blasphemous Act, I think, is actually from Avacyn's Temple. I don't know. Lore's not my strong suit, but we get to blow some crap up. Taking a little while to find our opponent. Sideboard, Leyline of Sanctity, we don't like discard. We end up getting Stony Silence Red, which is very powerful, Crumble to Dust. I started working on this list before the Mulligan rule got redacted. I actually think that we are getting we don't have London Mulligan anymore. Well, there's our pairing, but I'm noticing that one of my screenshots didn't pull up. So let's go back to screen capture, and oh great, and this isn't hidden. Nobody can see the deck list. There we go. Should be fixed now. Wear Tear are the 3 cards in our sideboard that aren't resolving. Alright, love to play first. Yeah, I had heard that they removed it. Honestly, it feels like a good choice. We have a couple of core Firewalkers, Swans, mana to cast everything. Hopefully draw into some... This is a hand that dies to just about anything combo-based. I'm going to keep it. We're on the play. Plus, Mulliganing got significantly worse with London Mulligan going away. Alright, Sacred Foundry tapped. Confuse the crap out of opponent. Typically, Sacred Foundry means you're going to take a bolt. And we're still playing Tron? Alright, well, our jank is not going to be very effective against Tron. But we have a Boros Reckoner. We have Swans. I have Hopes and Dreams. Opponent has Tron. Obviously, they always do. Well, we get to gain some life? And potentially set up for lethal. Hopefully opponent doesn't have anything that's actually a payoff. Always yes, always yield. We're going to gain some life. Boros Reckoner is some fun stuff. And sorry, I'm going to mute Slack. Oh, apparently Slack is not open. Alright, no payoff. Or if it is, it's a worm coil. Sylvan Scrying, yep, they're just cantripping away, trying to thin out their deck as much as possible. And there's a relic, we don't care about our graveyard. Just cantripping away. Man, this deck can get going. Alright, so we can hit opponent for 5, and Blasphemous Act would be lethal, but we can't even come close to paying for it. Boros Reckoner gets to come down. Basically, we just want to get as much pressure on the table as possible until opponent finds a finisher. Ugin's going to be super bad, but Karn's beatable. Oblivion Stone's bad. Yep. Blow the creatures away. Again, just trying to get pressure out. Land actually lets us swans into Lightning Helix, and we can potentially recover from a big beefy dude. Oh, not recovering from that, though. Yay, Tron! Woo! So much fun! Alright. Stony Silence comes in. Crumble to Dust comes in. For those of you that didn't play when Zendikar came out, this was supposed to be the Tron hate piece of choice. Exile target non-basic land. You get to search everything and exile all copies with the same name. We can Wear Tear, not worth our time. Path's not worth our time. Helix, the life gain doesn't really mean anything. Blood Moon is still fantastic. Simian Spirit Guide, I still feel like I want to ramp my stuff out. Chain Reaction's awful. Blasphemous Act, I need to have some number of, but I'm okay to trim back on. Basically, bolts are flexible and a great way to... Honestly, it's just been everywhere. I'm so sick of Tron. It's so hard to do fun, janky things when, like, on the top end of anything is Tron. Alright, well, that's not playable. Oh my gosh, that is just awful. Okay, well, looks like we're going to try to win with a Soulfire Grandmaster. I'm so sad. Alright. Sorry, I'm still drinking NyQuil like I'm Little John, and I'm not always catching my coughs when I get the opportunity. And you have Tron on a mold of 5. Oh my gosh, I hate Tron. Alright, well, Path doesn't do anything here. On the plus side, this is probably going to be nice and quick. Card? Yep. Oh my gosh. Fun, exhilarating games of Magic. Alright. Well, let's go ahead and update that record. I think it took longer to find that match than to play it. We get 2 Blood Moons, 2 Crumbles, 2 Stony Silence. We mulled to 5. Hopes and dreams are dying, man. They're really dying. Alright, this is Core Firewalker, Boros Reckoner. Again, we just need to draw into something that nukes the board, and we're going to end up doing alright, so we're good to hang on to it. No interaction, though, means we could potentially just die. Opponent mulls to 6 and scries to the bottom. And looks like we get humans. Well, they're going to be able to name Blasphemous Act. Oh, it's Eldrazi? Okay, so it's Serum Powder. Chalice on 1, bro. I dare ya. Yes! Alright, that feels good. I almost ran Chalice in this deck. In the meantime, go ahead and go opponent. We look like Burn. Chalice on 1 versus Burn is basically GG's. Opponent's going to just try to run some stuff out and call it a day. Meanwhile, I get to go get my stuff. Alright. Okay, well, of course we draw one of the 6 1-drops in the deck, but that's fine. Core Firewalker comes down. The Serum version of the deck ends up running Eldrazi Obligator, which is devoid. We're not going to gain life off of that. But we get our mediocre beats on. Their creatures are eventually going to outgrow ours, but hopefully we're just going to blow up the board. Nope. Needs to be any color. Literally any of those colors. Always yes, always yield. We get to gain some life, put out a Reckoner. And then hopefully, like, this Forbidden Orchard can start generating our stuff for our opponent. That actually might have been a misplay. I was supposed to probably run this out to get them some creatures. Matter Reshaper's fine. Blood Moon. In a colorless deck, Blood Moon is a very welcome sight. So, I do want to give my opponent a creature. So we'll go ahead and do that. Oh, I can't Blood Moon yet. Oh, great. That's lovely. Yeah, I need to fetch for a white first, so probably should have actually done that, but whatever. Core Firewalker comes out, I get attacking with the Reckoner. I can give Reckoner first strike so he can attack in through the Matter Reshaper. Nope. Attack. I'd like to attack. Yep, that's fine. Poor sequencing, but whatever, we got there. The way that ideally would have gone down was they had to declare blockers first, then I could give them a creature. Chalice on 2. I don't think I care. I can bolt to gain life. It's about the only thing it's doing in my hand, so it's going to get countered, but I'm going to gain 2 life. And of note, we won't be able to cast our mentor, or our Harsh Mentor anymore, or the birds. So I actually might squat on this Blood Moon for a minute or two. Just because we do have a couple of good outs here. I do want to go get my white source, though. So, in the meantime, Boros Reckoner gets to get in, be a good buddy. Go do your work, Mr. Minotaur. I probably should have Stuffy Dolled there. Oh well, it's fine. You get a little dude, I get to go crack, get my planes just to thin the deck out a wee bit. Yeah, Reckoner is a fantastic card. Alright, so Soulfire Grandmaster can rebuy spells and has lifelink. That's not necessarily relevant at this moment, so just going to get in with the Boros Reckoner. Honestly, the 1 damage from the Spirit's fine. Like, I'll be able to still Blasphemous Act and kill opponent. Yep. Honestly, opponent, I do not care. This guy's fantastic. Like, I've tried putting him in Coco lists, and it just doesn't make too much sense, but such a good card. There's Mr. Stuffy Doll, the memeiest, and let's see what opponent can do. Because any way that they're going to try to kill us is going to be involving attacks, and Stuffy Doll's just going to be able to reflect everything except for a The Trampling 5/5. I'm blanking on the name. Reality Smasher? Yeah, honestly, you can have your pick opponent. Reality Smasher would be able to assign 1 and trample 4 over to us, but we're drawing live to so many different things that can kill our opponent here that it really doesn't matter. Opponent actually cared about the Blood Moon. Alright, well, I'm still signing up for Soulfire Grandmaster here. Oh, derp derp. Whatever, Chalice is fine. Don't really care. We have a lot of activatable damage against the opponent. I still am drawing live to a couple of different cards that cost double white, so Blood Moon can wait. Yeah, that's fine. You get your card draw, opponent. Yeah, that's fair. I probably just need to run it out. It does shut off their Seagate Wreckage, which I probably should have taken into account. Eventually this will become a problem, but that's only if they start casting... come on, Slack, mute. It only starts to become a problem if they can get up to Ulamog mana. Okay, well, I have Pro Red. And if you want to attack with it, it's going to hit Stuffy Doll for 3. Stuffy Doll pings himself. I'm going to give opponent a couple of creatures just to reduce the cost of Blasphemous Act. And this is why this deck is a meme. Alright, Path is kind of interesting here. So I do need to Blood Moon. Opponent has enough creatures, so I don't need to use the Forbidden Orchards here. Oh yeah, good point. We'll get through Chalice. Yes, I'd love to use Core Firewalker's ability. Honestly, it doesn't matter, though. I mean, we technically have opponent on a 12-turn clock here. It's only going to get better from here. Opponent can only cast red spells when most of their deck is colorless. Well, even opponents forgetting about their own Chalice. Like, this is essentially a prison list at this point, so... yeah, that doesn't work the way you want it to, opponent. Yeah, you attack in for 3, I take 0, you take 2. Stuffy Doll! Sabian Spirit Guide hardcast. These are always the best games. We have opponent hard locked, but this is just so awkward. Stuffy Doll! Alright. Spite Mare, essentially same effect as Boros Reckoner. Come on down. I'd love more blockers. This even means my Reckoner can get in. Because I have 2 firm blockers and an equal board state. So let's speed this clock up a little bit. Yeah, that's fine. I'd actually love to draw a card. Chalice. Alright, so Wear Tear's coming in from the side, although that's not overly relevant. Mutavault, that's cute. Alright, so what are we doing, opponent? Do you have something good in hand? Apparently not. Mr. Stuffy Doll, would you ping yourself, please? Yeah, I'm just going to yield to that. I have the feeling I'm going to be activating it 9 more times. Or at least 6 more. Oh, and that's the game. Oh, it only costs 1. Whatever. That's game anyway. Boom, baby. Stuffy Doll, indestructible. Yep, there we go. Alright, so Wear Tear. Wear can destroy a Chalice on 1. Kind of don't care about that. Won't do anything about Chalice on 2. Crumble's a consideration. They're not necessarily Tron, but that doesn't mean that I'm very happy about it. We can grab an Eldrazi Temple, but by turn 4, that's probably just too slow. I like having removal that can get rid of a Thought Knot. Yeah, Crumble's just a little bit too slow. It's supposed to be in here for Tron, but we did literally nothing against Tron. As far as opponent's decks, so Chain Reaction is kind of interesting. Blasphemous Act, like these are the cards that actually give us an edge up against these larger mid-range decks. These cards right here are the ones that actually make it so that they can't attack in profitably and also give us a way to kill them. I don't necessarily think I want the Simian Spirit Guides. I'm okay to trim down on some of them. A quick Blood Moon's cute. Actually might just be Bolts, though, because they're going to Chalice on 1, more than likely, so at least this would allow me to ramp into something bigger. Soulfire Grandmaster's cute. Like, rebuying Bolt's nice, but if we have to end up paying 6 mana for a Helix every time that we cast it, it can eventually pull us out of a grind, but Path for Thought Knot. Trim on Bolts because of Chalice. I think that's about as good as we're going to get. I don't know. The Chalice on 2 makes Wear so bad. And they're not going to have any enchantments I care about. We Blasphemous Acted, though. It usually doesn't take long to do something fun. Currently 25 minutes into the stream and we pulled it off. But that was after a standstill. Alright. Ugly, ugly hand. Better. A little bit better. Helix. How do I feel about Helix? I think I just want a creature. So, Soulfire Grandmaster gives all of our instants and sorceries lifelink. With Lightning Helix, that means that I'm going to be able to gain 6 life. And I think I just have to hold up Path here. I'm expecting a turn 2 Thought Knots here. It's not very common, but if opponent's not doing anything on 1... Oh, would you look at that? And, oh, whoops. Nope, not yet. You need to enter first. Now I get to Path you. So we're going to draw a card. They get to pick something out of our hand. It's probably going to be this Blasphemous Act, but we have cards. Let's see what they actually care about. I mean, we technically have a Helix and a Bolt lined up for whatever comes next, so if they are squatting on another one. Hey, they took Soulfire? I honestly would not have called that. Alright, well, let's see what they got. They do have a Waste, which is relevant. Alright, well, we are going to have to burn like our entire hand on this. but do we let it live? If we let it live, we can either kill it or Simian Spirit Guide and then block and kill it, versus using 3 cards. Yeah, I think my card count is a little more important than them interrupting it. I have a couple of ways to deal with that. Ratchet Bomb. That seems like a weird bring-in. But you do you, opponent. Alright, Mr. Simian Spirit Guide gets to come out. Yep. Which means I get to block and bolt. I'm also going to have 4 mana out. Reduce cost by 2, probably 3 here. So I'm actually kind of close to this Blasphemous Act, too. Although this Ratchet Bomb's going to be a little annoying. Oh, come on. Magic Online and filtering is so frustrating. Alright, so right now opponent's trying to ramp up the Ratchet Bomb to get up to 3. And now I'm representing being able to block with First Strike against the Matter Reshaper, or block with Simian Spirit Guide and then bolt the Thought Knot. Ooh, hard casting the Serum Powder. Alright, I was starting to think you didn't have that. Okay. So I can Blasphemous Act now? That seems like an oversight from opponent. Yeah, let's just go ahead and do this for 4. And boom goes the dynamite. We get to draw a card, we get to shoot opponent for 13. Then we're going to be able to Soulfire Grandmaster, and with the land start being able to buy back Bolt, we're only going to have to deal 7 damage. Oh, and a True Fire Captain, that's a pretty good one. So, of note, if we did have a Soulfire Grandmaster on the battlefield when I cast that, I would have gained 13 times 5 for 65 life. Seems pretty good. And then here I'm protected against a Reality Smasher. I can also set up for a buyback Bolt. Opponents basically at a point they also have to stay on defense now. If they have no blockers, I can just kill them with the Bolt in hand. Oh, you're Dismembering Soulfire Grandmaster. Alright. Well, now you're just dead to the Bolt. Exchange I'm quite happy with. If they have a Thought Knot in hand still, then we can True Fire Captain and they just can't attack in at all. So it looks like we locked this one up. Pew! GG's opponent. Alright, well, we did get a Blasphemous Act some creatures. Tron was not nearly as kind to us, but them Eldrazi, they felt the reckoning. So I really wanted to run more Stuffy Dolls. Like, that's what makes this a meme, is I didn't even make a card for him, but the 5 mana 0/1 indestructible. We do get the similar effect from Boros Reckoner, which was a standard all-star. It's popped up a couple of times in Modern, but then we also got the new Heart Spirit, Spite-Mare, and True Fire Captain, which are just like almost strictly better. I mean, yes, Stuffy Doll is indestructible, but if you're trying to get them out, they come out faster. True Fire, I guess, is a little harder to cast, but he actually has relevant power and toughness. We did see the power of Boros Reckoner in Game 1, where he just stonewalled all the Eldrazi on the opponent's side. Fun cards, though. I love this deck. Nuke the board. We did see, though, it's weak to basically combo / big mana. We're not interacting with anything other than lightning bolts and lightning helixes. We do have some blood moons. We could technically not be running Bolted Path and have Chalice, but that just feels bad. Core Firewalker's a little cute. I did move it main board because I wanted some creatures to be able to survive Blasphemous Act. It also helps us gain some life. We're casting a lot of red spells. The only thing that's not red in the deck is Path and basically the core Firewalkers. I guess technically the one Stuffy Doll is, but... and most of the sideboard. But Blasphemous Act, 1 mana! 60-something damage every time for the most part. Soulfire Grandmaster is one of my favorite cards in Fate Reforged, though. That was also the set that Kolaghan's Command was in, and being able to pay 7 mana and buy back Kolaghan's Command was just so busted. Oh my gosh, that was just so much fun to be able to make your opponent discard, pick up a creature, shock them, buy it back, and then just run it back during their draw step. Like, 7 mana is an infinite loop for an instant speed discard. You can lock your opponents out with it. It's so powerful. I was really surprised this card didn't take off. It's 2 mana for a 2/2 lifelink, which is... it's kind of relevant. Giving your spells lifelink is kind of relevant, but the buyback... that's some delicious buyback. Alright, well, we have a white source, we have a 2-drop, we have a Blood Moon, and we have a Blasphemous Act. These are cards we put in our deck. We can technically start Forbidden Orcharding on turn 2 to set up for this Blasphemous Act. It'll also let us see what opponent's up to. If they're 8-whack, there's no way I'm giving them Forbidden Orchard. Yeah, but it's so good. Like, he does things. He has upside. I know you die on turn 3 in Modern, but... I love that card. Our Eldrazi opponent was definitely respecting the Soulfire Grandmaster. Like, just... the only time he didn't try to actively remove it was when there was a Chalice out. Grizzle form is apparently going to be doing quite poorly now that the London Mulligan's gone, though. I actually want to attribute them removing it from MTGO because of the Grizzle form deck. The London Mulligan, Grizzle form, all that stuff. Ooh, okay, so Death Shadow. And they targeted themselves, so they're actively looking for something. Verdant Catacombs might mean Death Shadow Jund? Oh, okay, so this is a Traverse of Abzan? I don't know what's going on. Opponent just did a lot of things that don't really go together. Okay, well, I am expecting to want to use this Blasphemous Act, and I'm probably going to want to be using this Blood Moon. So, Forbidden Orchard comes down. Opponent, you get a little dude. Core Firewalker comes down. And we'll see what opponent's up to. This should be a tell for our opponent of what we're doing. We're already giving them creatures. We have something that's pro-red. But this is making me think that they have Traversed the Ulenwald in their deck, and they're probably some level of Death Shadow between the Street Wraith. You want to call this a tell? Alright, well, if opponent keeps wanting to go lower, we could potentially one-shot him out of nowhere. Oh, that works too. So we'll just Blood Moon him out of the game? The one thing about Modern is you gotta respect Blood Moon to some degree. If your opponent's playing red, you need to at least start evaluating if you're gonna get locked out. This Lightning Helix means that we're going to have plenty of time. Blasphemous Act currently costs 7. We're going to have 4 lands next turn. And opponent's definitely tanking. They have Manamorphose. Okay, so this is looking like it's probably a... You seriously have... Wow. Alright, this is probably Abzan Burial Rites at this point? Like, seriously. That just happened. So, I'm expecting them to be 5-color Unburial Rites. I'm seriously at a loss, though. Cast out? I'm at a loss. So we're going to have 5 mana. If this is a creature, I'm happy. This is a Lily. Okay, so Lily's going to be a little difficult to deal with. I need to start generating tokens just to kill the tokens that I gave them. I don't think I've seen a 5-color Traverse. Almost all of them were either Death Shadow based or Jund based. Like, I'm expecting a Siege Rhino at some point. Okay. So, discard the mountain, give them another token. Blow away the board. It does. Like, I'm definitely getting the read that they are Traverse at Ulenwald. I just don't know what for yet. They had 3 Lilianas, so they're probably a Abzan-based build, and Manamorphose is just a redraw that gets an instant in the yard. Evoke is also a good way to get a creature. Alright, there's Traverse, so this is probably getting Siege Rhino. Or a 5-color thing that... Oh, this might be getting... No, it's not going to get Soul Flare. I'm expecting Siege Rhino. Or just a basic. Opponent looks like they're trying to hit their land drops. Although opponent also doesn't seem like they know what they're doing. I mean, this could just be a Goyf. If they go get a Goyf, it's going to be a 7-8? 6-7. 1, 2. Bloodbraid. I'm so confused. Yep, it was a 7-8. Alright, well... We have a Blasphemous Act with that thing's name on it. Oh, okay. I can't buy it back! I think I have to have the creature. As much as I want to gain 5 times 13, as much as I want to gain 65 life, I think I have to run out. No, we're here to meme. We are 100% here to meme. You get a creature. And boom! They do, but it would cash out the Lily. This is going to buy us enough time that, like, we just gained 100 life! Pause for opponent to be like, what the hell just happened? I mean, if they have another 7-8 Goyf off of this Blood Braid, like, we're still dead in, like, 10 turns. Oh, well, that's going to kill us eventually anyway. Yeah. They discarded their Blood Braid because they didn't hit their land drop. Alright, well, I am not giving you a creature yet. Because that's how I'm going to die. Despite the fact I'm at 106, I know if I give you a creature, it's going to kill me. Yep, I will sacrifice my Simian Spirit Guide. Yes, opponent, please cycle through your deck, because all it's going to take is a single, like, Stuffy Doll, and no, Stuffy Doll will die to Lily. So I actually do need a Swans. Swans would actually be pretty decent. But Boros Reckoner could be pretty lethal. Yeah, Bolts is fine. Now, if they have a creature to block, I think... well, Core Firewalker is going to be a 0-2 anyway. Yeah, I need some magic to happen, but basically, we just gained enough life that it's going to be hard for opponent to win unless they ult this Lily. Yep, Core Firewalker gets to gain us some life. Cascade is going to take more cards out of your deck. Manamorphose will take more cards out of your deck, make us gain more life. And honestly, they left the Lily of the Veil open to die. Unless they can cast a Goyf. Oh, they have nothing. Oh, yeah, you're right. I'm so bad at remembering Lily. Like, I play Lily all the time. How do I always forget my creatures are small? They seriously have Simian Spirit Guides? Okay, well, that's still pretty good, too. No, I didn't want to do that. Whatever. It's fine. Mistakes were made. No, True Fire Captain won't get in unblocked. But this is dealt damage. Oh, it's only to target player? That's sad. I can't hit a Planeswalker. Yep, Shrinky Dink. True Fire Captain can actually eventually kill the opponent. They're going to have to get a ton of zombies out, and that gives us a lot of turns to draw a Blasphemous Act and reset everything. We're up to 110 life, though. Like, can we just appreciate that for a moment? Like, opponents doing their stuff, and it's super random, and they're doing all kinds of fun stuff, but... Blasphemous Act? Sacred Foundry. Alright. So, Blasphemous Act, we have 6 mana of 9. It's getting reduced by 4. We can make it 5, essentially 6. Makes sense. You have a Lily ult. They do. If they can't figure out a way to kill True Fire, we have too many outs. That's interesting. That's even more interesting. I'm supposed to block this, right? What could they have? They've shown me cast outs. They've shown me Shriek Maw. I'm just wondering if opponent didn't actually read what this does, or if they have an Anthem effect. Or a follow-up Lily. I'm still 2 bolts from killing them? Yeah, if they're going for Delirium stuff, they could have Tarfire. Okay. That's a thing. So unless they end up finding another... Actually, Assassin... Or Abrupt Decay wouldn't do it. They need Assassin's Trophy. They need a way to kill this without dealing damage before we find 2 bolts or a Blasphemous Act. Or a Chain Reaction. We have so many live draws. Yep, go ahead and shrink me. Alright, they're milling, they're looking. Alright, so they're at 3? Yeah, honestly, that's fine. I have bolts, helixes, Boros Reckoners. Like, basically anything except a land off the top is still going to be lethal, and it's going to take probably... I'm just guessing here, but around 8 turns before the zombies become lethal. Alright, well, that doesn't help. Ranumap Ruins, would that be worth it in this deck? No, I think I'm just reading too much into this one situation where, like, anything is top deck lethal. Hello. Alright, well, apparently gaining 100 life is pretty good. Opponent didn't show me any discard. I don't want ley lines. Rip seems amazing here. Path actually doesn't seem great. Blood Moon seems pretty good since they're 5 color. Simian Spirit Guide seems bad just because they're trying to play a little bit of a longer game. Core Firewalker did some work there. Soulfire Grandmaster basically won us that game. I don't know. I'm basically trying to figure out where exactly I want to end up on this. Do I want these? Do I not want these? I mean, they ulted a Lily and got up to like 14 tokens. I love Soulfire Grandmaster. He's such a fun card. And honestly, if I would have had 2 more mana, I could have bought back the Blasphemous Act and been holding a Blasphemous Act in hand while gaining 100 life. I think I want to do that and maybe that. Pathing a Goyf seems worthwhile. It might be that. Just do a split. Figure out where we're at. I honestly can't believe opponent Manamorphosed into an Abrupt Decay to blow up our Blood Moon, though. Like, opponent, you do get some love for that. That did not go unnoticed. Alright, so I can kill I can kill just about anything, but this hand's slow. It's also on the draw. What would I want to mull into? Basically just a Boros Reckoner that's going to eat a Lily Edict. I mean, I can Chain Reaction on 3 if I absolutely need to. I have bolts. Opponent has Planeswalkers. This feels like it's probably worth hanging on to. This hand is not great, though. I'm not very excited about this. But little did opponent know when they registered for this league that they were going to end up having to take somebody down after a single Blasphemous Act gaining 100 life. Alright, Bog. Opponent's definitely got some fun stuff going on. I'm going to take a shock here. If they end up running out a small Goyf, I can kill it. They're not exactly an aggressive deck. But like if this is a fetch land, I guess it'd be a 2-3, and then my bolt would make it a 3-4, and it wouldn't die. Oh well. Mishra's Bauble targeting me, so opponent knows about my next draw, which is a path. Alright, let's see what opponent's doing. I'm like so confused. They have some really weird janky cards, but they've actually got like Verdant Catacombs and Marsh Flats in the expensive fetch lands. Fulminator. Okay. Honestly, that's fine. I want my lands, but that's fine. Now, if you Lily and pick up Fulminator, I'll be sad. And honestly, if you keep moving your life total in that direction, I'm also quite happy as well. We never saw a Death Shadow out of them, but I assume it has to be in their deck. Hi, Bloodbraid. Into Lily. Well, that's the combo right there. So, Lily resolves. With that on the stack, I get a killer, though. Typically, you don't have priority to kill Lily before she pluses, but she gone. I know, right? Like, you never get a bolt of Lily. And I'm not going to bother pathing yet. I'll take 3 for now. If I can get out Stuffy Doll, it's going to keep everything at bay anyway. Which means I'll be taking 3 more, and then I can Simeon and Stuffy Doll, and then they'll Lily minus, or they'll Lily and Shrinky Dink, and I'll feel bad. I can also bolt the Bloodbraid, but that doesn't feel great. Ooh, Traverse. Alright. What is highest upside for you right now? Bloodbraid. They like their Bloodbraids. Well, there's the last hope. Okay, so that means that I actually have to kill Lily now. I can chain reaction to nuke everything to the ground. If I give them 2 spirits, I'll have 4 mana. It'll cost 3 less, which means I still need 2 mana to Blasphemous Act. Ugh. I think I have to do this for now. Huh. So I can hardcast Simeon Spirit Guide. I won't have the mana for Stuffy Doll and Chain Reaction. I need 9 mana to pull this off, which is why this isn't nearly as good as Blasphemous Act. Yeah, I think I'm on hardcasting Monkey here. Also, minus Lily on Fulminator's not going to be Happy Magic Christmas Land for me. Yep, that makes sense. I can also path the Monkey, go get a land. Then untap and Chain Reaction. That's kind of a fun combo. You can go get another Bloodbraid. I don't think it's worth it, but I see what you're trying to do now, opponent. You're just valuing. Yep, got another Blood Braid, so we know that's gone, that's gone. They actually still have Cast Out in hand. That's interesting. And I am going to path here. I do care about my mana. Go get a basic in case we see a Blood Moon. Core Firewalker actually does do something. That'll keep Bloodbraid back until I see the other one, and that'll be a very successful chain reaction. Oh, wait, how much can I actually do this for? So, yeah, shrink it, don't care. There's going to be 5 creatures on the field, 6 with this Bloodbraid, 7 with Stuffy Doll. But I'll need 3 more mana. It's so close, this Lily. This Lily. Stuffy Doll, right now I have red up, which means I need to have 8 creatures on the battlefield. I'm actually only 1 away from that. Which means I need to activate Forbidden Orchard once at end step. That's a dangerous game. Yeah, opponent's tanking hard. They might be a little new to Moto, but again, they have the cards for it. Oh, that's sad. So I need Bolt now? Here I am thinking of like every single card I could potentially draw. Alright, so Path isn't bad. Hopefully opponent will actually try to ult their Lily. I can Path Teague. So I think I'm holding this for now. I'm only on the table for 7. No, I actually have to. Lily ult means though that they can't shrink my Stuffy Doll. And Stuffy Doll is how I'm going to win this. So, well, I'm currently on the table for 10. Which means I have to path here, Stuffy Doll, and top deck a Blasphemous Act. That's my only out. So, get the path on, just because I have to do it. Then I'm going to hold control just so I can get my F6 value in. As soon as I get priority, you get both of those. Really? I'm supposed to have full priority there. Oh well. Blasphemous Act. Blood Moon. So I can still chain reaction. Then opponent will ult Lily. I can run out Stuffy Doll. Okay, so it's not over yet, but it's not looking great. Opponent also has this cast out with Stuffy Doll on it. Yep, there's the Lily ult. Which means I think I'm just dead. Even if I draw Blasphemous Act, they're not going to have enough tokens for me to activate as well. So I need Lightning Helix off the top. Actually, wait. I need to do math here. So if opponent puts out a creature or whatever, I'm just going to pretend like, oh, they have another Lily. Great. So I can give them one more creature, 2 more on the next turn. With Stuffy Doll, that's 4 creatures on the battlefield. 5, 6. So Blasphemous Act will cost 3, and I'm not going to have enough mana. Well, there is the Helix. So I have to Helix Lily so that he can't kill Stuffy Doll. Still dead to the cast out in hand. Oh boy. So I'm going to have to Blood Moon here so that they can't cast anything. Helix a zombie. And then top deck Blasphemous Act. Oh, but if I tap those, they get creatures. So I have to Blood Moon first. This game is intense. Alright, so Blood Braid means I'm still dead on table. Because I'll gain 3. Yeah. That was actually interesting. Alright, well, the thing I think I'm learning is I need the Bolt for, at the very least, Liliana. Wear Terror doesn't really seem like it's going to do anything. Crumble doesn't really seem like it's going to do anything. Yeah, I think I'm just running it like that. Opponent's got some unique cards in their deck. But I can't really talk. We are currently 1-1 in this matchup. Love to play first. We have Core Firewalker on 2, holding up Helix. We actually saw Swans! I can't believe it took this long to see Swans! Well, opponent has 6 minutes and 40 seconds to try to close us out. Like, you never want to win off a clock, but they are a full 10 minutes behind us. Alright, so Firewalker first. We're going to have a full turn. I love a Boros Reckoner. Opponent target themselves. They're trying to figure out what they want to do for lands. Oh, Boros Reckoner, buddy, you came just at the right time. I was literally just talking about you. Sure, go ahead and get your cycle on. Opponent's almost at Delirium already. You know, Brad One, that's actually a really good question. It's like 4-color Traverse Delirium? How did rating go? It sounds like you and Drunk Magic both got a Shiny Groudon. Also, you should have seen it. Game 1, I Blood Mooned, and then they Manamorphosed and Abrupt Decayed it. Blown away. Yeah, it's fine, though. You can get a Guaranteed Lucky from the ult someday, so it's not like it really matters. What do I want to do here? So I think first things first, I'm going to go ahead and get in with Core Firewalker, because if they want to block, we don't have a creature on the graveyard, so I'd have to kill it first. Yeah, that's an instant. So I can kill Goyf if they block. Unless they have a Street Wraith. If they have a Street Wraith, I'm getting blown out. But while opponent's trying to figure it out, they're going to run down their clock. So I'm thinking if I miss my land drop, Boros Reckoner can at least get first strike, and then I can Lightning Helix with first strike. By the way, Brad, one, you missed it. Top deck to Soulfire Grandmaster, Lightning, or Blasphemous acted to gain about 100 life. It was amazing. They had a Lily alt. They ended up getting like 14 zombie tokens out, and we still won. Abrupt Decay, Boros Reckoner. Oh, Manamorphose. Okay. And that's part of the reason we're so far ahead on clock, because opponent was trying to figure out how to kill somebody with 107 life. We were pretty close to dead, too. Like, they actually had a board state, they had a Lily about to ult, and then I'm like, oh, Soulfire Grandmaster, right before my Blasphemous Act. This is a thing. I think I gained some life with Firewalker after the fact, but yeah, it got up there. It got way up there. So Soulfire Grandmaster is going to gain me 6 life. I think first things first, get in with, I guess, just Boros Reckoner. I know he's not going to die, so... And then True Fire only hits a player, but it's fine. Gain a life, Mentor. If Goyf attacks in, they're going to get hit for 4. They're behind on clock, but this is looking pretty decisive. They missed a couple of land drops, and we actually had a pretty decent draw. Alright, well, you do have targeted removal. Okay. I actually don't know what I personally would have targeted there. Oh, game, you're tempting me. I want a Swans, but whatever. We came here to Swans. Yeah, Goyf being a 6/7 is fine. Like, it means that Boros Reckoner can't get in. Well, Boros Reckoner is actually getting in, but... It's not like they have double strike. If they block, I'm hitting them for 6. If they don't, they're getting hit for 3, and then they're going to be dead in the air with Lightning Helix next turn. Although, as much as the opponent is just dead, I am a little tempted to Lightning Helix the Swans with Soulfire Grandmaster out. Gain 6, draw 3. Actually, gain 7 because of the core Firewalker. Just sounds so promising. Yeah, when opponent's trying to traverse for, I'm assuming another Goyf, Shriekmaw? Okay. Well, you have to hit the Swans. And you're still dead next turn? To be fair, they don't know about the Helix, but... I gotta go to 31. Oh, whatever. I still want to do this anyway. Yeah, this Goyf didn't do anything. If you're not going to block, you're supposed to attack. I got a 31. And you're dead in the air. The cards in this deck force your opponent to make terrible decisions, because the Goyf being 6 power meant that if they blocked the Boros Reckoner, we would have been able to hit them for 6 when they're going low on life. But if they attack, then they're just open to any number of attacks. Like, different lines of play. Ooh, and I love this. Alright, so we get a setup for a Blasphemous Act. We have Swans. We have Bolts. We're on the play. And we're going to look so much like Burn. Turn 1 Bolt, turn 2 Helix, turn 3 Forbidden Orchard, opponent goes WTF, what? we are playing burn. Alright, so Helix confirmed good. Forbidden Orchard actually might have been correct there, just to get more creatures on the table. Am I supposed to Helix here? I don't think so. Swans are actually going to be a liability for us. Although, I think that means I'm actually Swansing now. So, opponent's going to be able to bolt it and draw 9 damage, so this is going to need to end kind of quickly. Or we need to get a Soulfire Grandmaster and gain 100 life when they're tapped out, so they can't Skullcrack. We might make opponents knight if they get a block 100 life gain. I will toss that out there. Of note, Lightning Helix won't actually gain us life? Actually, will it? 3 damage to any target and you gain 3 life. Okay. Oh, they're big red. I am so confused. Alright, well, we get a bolt the bird. Wow. Alright, we get a Helix the bird. And we got a single land. That is ridiculous. Alright, well, Swans gets in. Does that mean Skullcrack went to sideboard then? Because that seems mildly awkward. Like, okay. Like, you need to have Skullcrack somewhere in the list. I mean, I play a lot of Jank, so it's how Burn always killed my Fog Banks, but... Alright, so... I am so confused. We're just going to Firewalker. Here I am saying I'm going to look a lot like Burn, and then I'm just like putting an opponent on Burn, and they run out on Ensnaring Bridge, which means that they're either main board Ensnaring Bridge, which I know they're in the side sometimes, or they're just on the most awkward big red draw. They might be Sun and Moon. Okay. So, looking more like Sun and Moon. I don't think I want to do that. Do I want to path it? I'm not going to blow that up. I have lethal on the opponent for next turn, so I think I'm just going to path it and get my mana. Because all I have to do is Boros Reckoner into Blasphemous Act next turn, and I got it, so... I believe I need the mana. This is going to reduce it by 4, and then 5 next turn. So I need to be able to Boros Reckoner, make my land drop. I'm still a little off. Nahiri. Okay. So... is Nahiri just supposed to be a control card here? If you're running Bridge, you can't Emrakul. Oh! I need to make the dork. Oh well. This is fine, though. It means I get a Blood Moon. So, opponent, you only have red now. You have to use Nahiri to exile Blood Moon. And I mistapped. Now I can't. Oh boy. Struggles. Struggle bus. Opponent discards their own Blood Moon. But Not before getting locked out of white. Alright, so I have 3 reduced by 4, 5. I still need a lot of mana. I did not realize how much mana that was going to take. We also drew like 9 cards off the swans, and we still only have a couple of lands. Okay, so Simian Spirit Guide is technically a land. So we have 6 mana this turn, which is 3. Excuse me, I had a cough. Alright, so 3 is going to get me 2 creatures. That's going to be a total of 6 on the board, so it's going to cost 3 mana. I think that's lethal? Three, 6. Yeah, that should be lethal. Sometimes I wish I was good at this game. I have to hold my hand way too hard. Alright, so then Blasphemous Act needs to cost 3. $13 to everything. Relevant username. Pew pew. Alright, there we go. So, first and foremost, opponent is going to be bringing in these ley lines if they didn't already have them. We need to wear tear. Combo breaker! Rest in Peace doesn't really do anything. Stony doesn't really do anything. Path isn't... I honestly don't know what opponent's doing. Most of the time when you have Nahiri, your win condition is Emrakul, because you -8, you go get Emrakul, you Annihilator, but if you have a bridge, that doesn't work, so they might have a way to nuke their own bridge. They're definitely super friends behind a Ensnaring Bridge, though. Basically, all of our creatures are live. Blood Moon is awful. Soulfire Grandmaster's still alive. Core Firewalker's still alive. I think that just might be trim a path and call it a day. Arguments for Leyline, it doesn't get around Chandra, it does get around Koth. Doesn't get around Karn, although Karn feels like such a non-bow with... I mean, is that worth it? Just a single Leyline? Like, that doesn't feel good. I think I want one path, just in case they do have something with Nahiri that I want a path. It's okay to have one in the deck kind of floating around, or a way to ramp ourselves. Not what you want, but, I mean, who knows what we're playing against. They just have a bunch of super friends and an Ensnaring Bridge. I mean, Blood Moon locked them out of white, but they discarded their own Blood Moon. Like, yeah, I think this is it. So this is a turn 3 swans on the draw. We have a bolt, but nothing productive to do with it. I think this is a mulligan. I mean, I guess this is technically a turn 3 swans with a bolt pointed at it to start drawing cards. We don't have, like, wear tear or anything. Actually, this is fine. Opponent's going to be slow as snot. And I do want to get a Plains here. I'm expecting them to actually still have their Blood Moons, so I just want to be proactive and grab mine. Core Firewalker on 2, Swans on 3 is fair. We are currently up a game. Alright, opponent, what you doing? Desperate Ritual. Simian Spirit Guide Chandra. Alright. Opponent's coming out hard. And that's an Abrade. So, gonna go ahead and go get the planes. I really don't want a Forbidden Orchard out Core Firewalker, but it feels like cost of doing business here. As much as I wanted this Volt to point at Swans, it might be pointed at Chandra at this point. Ooh, Nahiri. Alright. Opponent's definitely going deep on the walkers. They're also probably trying to loot into their lands the way that they sync would. Or not. That seems odd. Okay, so what does my timing look like here? I can Simian Spirit Guide out Swans. I can attack in. This is going to be pro-red, so they're not going to be able to target it. They'll chump block with the Spirit. They'll take their turn. Then I can attack in with Swans. Nahiri can start exiling it, but hopefully we will be killing her next turn. They're going to get an additional Spirit, though. Not very happy with the current state of affairs, but if we keep growing the board state, this Blasphemous Act can potentially draw us 13. Alright, Mr. Bird Spirit, come out and work your magic. I don't think opponent actually runs any hard creatures. I know Karn can generate one, but it means that I have to commit to the board if I want to see more permanents on the battlefield. Because right now I can have Blasphemous Act cost 8 next turn. Oh, please minus. Please minus. Nope. Okay, you can have the anger. Sad. I don't like any of that. Simian Spirit Guide might be our best draw here. Oh. That's actually super close to working. So, opponent alt Chandra, they cast 2 spells. We would live. I Spite Mare with a shock. They cast 3 spells, we lose. I probably have to hit Nahiri with something. I Bolt Swans, go up to 17. I think that's where it starts at. Draw 3 cards. Forbidden Orchard actually turns on Blasphemous Act, if I'm not mistaken. So 2 taps is going to be 2 more creatures. It's 5, 9. What if I didn't have to actually draw? Okay, so I don't know what to do here. So I can stop one of these from alting, but that means that Nahiri is going to be able to minus and exile the creatures. Or the Swans? Yeah, I'm fine with that. Question is, do I want to give them Chandra? Yeah, I want to give them Chandra. I don't want to give them Nahiri. Because Nahiri could potentially kill me here. Chandra, they would have to draw an additional card and then cast all three. I can't. I'm 1 mana shy now. So let's go ahead and do that. They're going to block. Yep, it's going to be Reckoner. It's going to give them 2 creatures on the battlefield, so it's going to keep my count up high enough for Blasphemous Act. Then I can Reckoner into Blasphemous Act, hit them for 13. The board will be clear, which means Firewalker's getting in. Wow, painful though. I'll actually be curious to see what they do with their cards, because it's possible that they ult and then send damage at Swans before they exile it to draw some cards. But I'm going back up to 18, which means they need to cast 4 things this turn, and if they attack in with their spirits, then they're dead on the backswing, so... Interesting game, though. I'm always happy when I play these. Alright, so they were not interested in drawing 4 with her minus or ulting her and then drawing 5. They also have the Anger of the Gods. I didn't think about that. Anger's going to sweep the field, put them at 15. Now they're going after the bridge. That feels a little loose. So that means I can just Spite Mare and Blasphemous Act and win? Okay. I think that actually actively hurt you, opponent. Do I kill Nahiri or do I send it upstairs? So Blasphemous Act is going to be 13. I won't be able to attack in. I think Nahiri, because opponent still has to cast 2 cards for me to die. And I have Core Firewalker that's going to make it 3. So... 2 creatures. If I run out Spite Mare first, it's going to be 3 more. It's going to cost 4 less. Oh, this Blasphemous Act math is so frustrating. Alright, I tap these. It's going to be 4 less. Yeah, they're not dead to act this turn, but if they're living off of top decks, then I can Core Firewalker... Blasphemous Act, that's going to be 5 less. It should be... Is that enough for that? So, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. If I shock this into play, I can die this turn. If I just Spite Mare, I'm going up to 10 and can die. If I Core Firewalker... Oh my gosh. I keep wanting to double check this math. So this is going to be 2 creatures. It's going to cost 4 or less, which means it costs 5 for Blasphemous Act. I can pay 5. I can shoot them. I'll have a Core Firewalker on the battlefield, then Spite Mare, Blasphemous Act. I can cast it if I shock, but opponent's only going to 5, and if I shock, I'm within lethal to 2 spells. So basically, is this a land, or is this... Oh wait, that's opponent's Anger. So I know what opponent has. They can cast that. If I just Core Firewalker, I'll gain 11 life and be set up to kill them next turn. Actually, yeah. So I'll give them a creature at end step, and then they will have 3 creatures minimum on their side. If they Anger of the Gods, they'll go to... Okay, that just made things a little bit more complicated. So I have to draw wear tear now? Oh, yeah, I missed my land. You can have another ensnaring bridge. I didn't give him land. Oh my gosh, all the punts. Alright, so let's go ahead and do this. Wait, why didn't they get 2 creatures? Oh, target opponent. Alright, well, that means I can Blasphemous Act, draw 13, blow up Leyline. So opponent has to draw a land here, or a minus Karn and a Braid. Yeah, I punted. I could have easily done this. Alright, opponent goes up 6 cards in hand. They can make their land drop, play anything, shoot me. Nope. Concede to that one. Alright. So, lesson learned, I could have won that one. Lesson learned, I also think I want Leyline. Turns off Spyglass, turns off Chandra Ultimate. Stuffy Doll is target player, costs 5 mana. These can at least attack. Path is garbage. Helix probably isn't great. Playing for fun. I'm willing to count that I probably should have won that one, and that would mean that we cashed out this league, which already makes me happy. And that's not playable. Just because it hits a walker? I can go to the bottom for now. Leyline means that most of their win conditions aren't live, though. Like, I understand I need to keep their planeswalkers in check, but I'm actually a combo deck and they're a slow deck. You're probably right. That's at least the mentality that I went into it with, was if I hit my combo, I'm going to win. Where if I can just like delay them at all, I'm going to eventually hit my combo. Because one more turn and I would have drawn Wear Tear and I would have just shot down their board state and swung in for lethal. Or Blasphemous Act for lethal, whatever you want to call it. Honestly, that doesn't do a whole lot. That does nothing, though. That does pretty much stone cold nothing. Yep, opponent, I really don't care about the bridge. Like, technically, it stops me from attacking with this Core Firewalker in 2 turns, but unless you're about to hardcast one of these bad boys, we're pretty close to lethal. Well, that's not great. Wanting to buy a land? Don't know the exchange rate, but I might have a couple of vowels for the people who play Jeopardy. Fun. Mindslaver that can't target me. Alright. Core Firewalker gets in. Spite-Mare comes down. I think Spite-Mare comes down. Opponent can target Swans. Spite-Mare's at least going to punish them if they try to do anything. And I'm still not positive that they're not running Blood Moon, so I'll just grab another Plains. We can cast everything in the deck already. Yeah, this league has been a weird one. People playing all kinds of jank, but again, like I just registered Blasphemous Act, so no judgment here. But like Mindslaver and Sun and Moon, I had never considered that. I think this is taking the spot of Elspeth Sun's Champion, which I'd never cut. She's my girl. Alright, opponent, you got a ley line because we're kind of hitting the I'm about to Blasphemous Act you part of the game. Like, it's not exactly here, but if you can only get rid of one card in your hand, I'm hitting you for 5, and I have a Spite-Mare active. What the heck? And they cast it out before their first spell, so they're probably going to have to undo here and realize that they have to pass turn. Either that or they're going to Field of Ruin me. Okay. I am just so confused. I feel like this is the league that people play when there's like a 5-0 deck list where people are like, I have no idea how people won this. Well, it was probably this league. Alright, another Ensnaring Bridge. Didn't want a Mentor anyway. Yeah, play the Dampening Sphere that keeps cards in your hand, please. Alright, and now opponent is dead to Bolt and not running 2 things out next turn. I honestly don't know what's going on. But Blasphemous Act is live now, I think. No, it's still 1 mana off. But they have to get rid of 2 cards in hand or Core Firewalker kills them. Wear Tear will get rid of an Ensnaring Bridge, but that's about it. Alright, Cycling is not a good sign. Oh, yeah, that's fair. Okay, so I'm going to mark that as a win and quietly contemplate what that actually means. Because I don't know. I literally don't know. The more I've been playing this deck, the chain reaction being the 5th copy of Blasphemous Act sounds good on paper, but 4 mana and requiring a board state might be a little too French to use, but then again, we're also running Stuffy Doll in this deck. Path hasn't been very relevant, but we also haven't played, like, normal decks. I don't know. I'm kind of at a loss for words on this one. Oh boy. This is a very slow Blood Moon hand that Blood Moons us out of the game. I think that's a mulligan. This is slightly better. Slightly. If our Soulfire Grandmaster dies, I'll be sad, but he's not really... Of course, now I want the lifelink creature. But I'm also kind of glad I scratched a non-land to the bottom. We can gain a lot of life in this deck. I really don't know what to make of this matchup. We have Helixes. I mean, if we can get Soulfire Grandmaster active and gain 100 life, our opponent's going to hate themselves and probably just drop the match. Revealed an Arid Mesa. Alright. Well, sorry opponent, but this is main deck Firewalker? Waiting for the WTF in chat. Yeah, I don't even feel good about this one. Alright, Lava Spike. And opponent's on a single lander, too. Yeah, I'm really sorry, the Wolves, but this was not your day. Sometimes I even feel like Martyr Proc is just like insanely favored in this matchup, but you kind of got screwed here, and like even your Goblin Guide is just giving us lands after lands. Forbidden Orchard can give me a creature at instep, and Blasphemous Act is going to be ridiculous. They actually have to send a target at it, so... I mean, we could still possibly lose here, which is sad because they're on the one lander and we had a main deck core Firewalker. But, like, they make land drops here in Blaze. We've drawn a ton of lands. So wait, what's the math here? This is going to be 6, 7, untap 8, 9. Yeah, I think I can Blasphemous Act here. So that's 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, this is not going to feel great. Gain 65. Sorry, 66. Core Firewalker's out. 56? Whatever, I suck at math. I don't suck at math, but public math. Opponent just paused for a second. I mean, I don't even know what to make of this. Because that's just... Let's put you back over there with the rest of the chat. And it doesn't even get any better for them. Oh, I'm sorry, opponent. I'm so sorry. Maybe that? I mean, this is main deck. All right. This is a turn 1 Soulfire Grandmaster, turn 2 Lightning Helix, gain 6. They're gonna bolt the Soulfire Grandmaster, but Oh. I'm like hesitantly smiling in real life. Like, I don't know how I'm supposed to react in this situation. Like, I honestly just don't know. Am I supposed to slow roll Soulfire Grandmaster at this point? Am I supposed to just run him out here, let him eat the Searing Blaze, or am I supposed to, like, hold up Lightning Helix and then Boros Reckoner and then Blasphemous Act when the moment's right? I honestly think I'm going to make them point the first removal spell at Soulfire Grandmaster. Oh, you want Helix? Alright, I'll hold up Helix. I'm expecting an Eidolon to come down during their phase. That's the read that I'm getting, so I'm going to... I'll eat it. Yep. Okay, well, that's a good top deck.